Hello, welcome to Tonglen for Climate Change. My name is Lama Liza. So in this practice of Tonglen, taking and sending, we're breathing in what is challenging, what's difficult, what's uncomfortable, being willing to be present with it, to touch it, to accept it, to welcome it into our experience. And then on our out breath, we're breathing out, we're offering what's beneficial. We're offering our own well-being, our own good qualities, our own positive circumstances and potential. We're offering that out and sharing it. So in this practice, we're learning that we can be present with difficulty, with challenge, that we are able, capable to be with what's happening. And we're also able to share what feels good. We can open our hearts. So this practice also shows us where we block those things, where we have habituated patterns that create reactivity, overwhelm, ways that we struggle against what we experience, and ways that we kind of hold back. And so in doing this practice, we're actively working with our own mental patterns, our own ways that we block and get in the way of being able to be present, to be skillful in our daily lives. So this practice is not so much about fixing what we find in our environment, but it's working with our own mind and heart to be able to be more present, more awake, more responsive, more caring and kind, more wise. Just coming into our hearts, into our beingness, so that whatever we encounter in our world, we're then able to meet it without reactivity, but with skillfulness, with wisdom, with compassion. So this is a mind training practice, and we can also do it on the spot. Last week, we did a practice of one breath Tonglen. So today we'll do a longer version, but you can also just do this with one breath on the spot. If you're driving down the road or walking down the street, or you have a thought come into your mind, you can do the practice. Just touch it over and over throughout our lives. Okay, so let's begin by finding our meditation posture. The main thing is to have your spine elongated. So there's a length and spaciousness and uprightness in your back, allowing your shoulders to relax, your body to relax. You can have your legs crossed or your feet stably placed on the ground. Hands can be palm down on your knees, or they can also be the right hand on top of the left, resting in your lap. Begin just by taking a few breaths, allowing yourself to arrive here. Feeling the weight of your body here on the earth. Feeling yourself present in the place where you are. Maybe you can feel the room around you, or the plants, the birds, the earth and the sky. And we begin with cultivating our intention. In Tibetan Buddhism, we call this refuge and bodhichitta. But essentially, what we're talking about is that we're turning towards the true source of happiness. We're turning towards the possibility of being awake, being present, being kind, being beneficial. in the world. And we're doing this not just for ourselves, but we're doing it for the benefit of all beings, none excluded. So it's making the aspiration that we're practicing today to awaken ourselves and every single being. To find the true freedom from suffering, from struggle, to find true happiness and well-being. So just explore that in your own heart. What does that mean for you? And then we'll begin with calm abiding practice. So here we're training in being present, training in being able to place our attention and have it rest there. So we'll work with the breath. So just simply place your attention on your breath. So this just means be aware of your breathing. Feel it moving in and out of your body. And that's it. Just be there with it. Whenever you notice yourself distracted, just let go of the distraction and place the attention on the breath again and rest. So there's a sense of precision, of intention, and also of spaciousness, a relaxation in the mind. Placing the attention on the breath. When you notice you're distracted, coming back, placing again. Next, we touch into what we call ultimate bodhicitta. So this is just connecting with, we could say, the ground of our mind, connecting with the experience of being, the experience of presence, connecting with open awareness. So sometimes we can just touch this sense of ordinary mind, of simplicity, of open clarity. It can also feel like kind of letting go of whatever you're caught up in, whatever thoughts are happening, just dropping them and resting. If you had a bundle of grass tied together, it's like clipping that string and the grass just all falls. So we rest there, we touch that for a moment. And that's the ground of wisdom, of compassion, of care. It's the ground from which we do the practice. And then to begin the Tonglen part, we begin with ourselves. So bring to mind something in your awareness. It can be something in your environment. It can be a social issue, also something that's happening in the world, on the earth and the planet. Something that kind of pulls at your heart. Something that you're aware of, that you care about. So just choose one situation and bring it to mind. You think about the different aspects. And notice what happens in your heart, in your body. Notice any difficulty or struggle, distress, despair. And when you're ready, when you're in breath, breathe in that difficulty, whatever that sense of emotion is, that feeling, breathing it in. We can use the visualization of breathing in dark, thick smoke or thick fog. Breathing it in, and we're breathing it into our heart, breathing it into the open spaciousness, open expanse of our heart, of our being, where it dissolves. And then at your own pace, you breathe out and offer to yourself something that benefits the situation. Maybe you offer to yourself ease, well-being, a sense of patience, of warmth. Maybe it's a sense of interconnectedness, a sense of impermanence. Whatever feels supportive for the situation. And so we do this practice for a few cycles of breath, breathing in the challenge in your own experience, and then breathing out and offering what helps. So you're working with a particular situation in the world, but you're focusing on what's happening inside of you in relationship to this. A couple more breaths here. And next, we turn to others who are also paying attention to, who are faced with, who are working with this same situation or a similar situation. So we bring others to mind who are also experiencing struggle with this topic. And think of the ways that they might be suffering. Maybe they're having hardening in their hearts. There's anger, despair, distress, loneliness. And as you're ready, you can imagine breathing in from all of these beings, breathing in that challenge, that difficulty, seeing it as dark, black smoke or thick fog, breathing it into your heart, being willing to be present with it, touch it, and it dissolves in your heart. And then as you're ready, you breathe out and offer what's beneficial, what's supportive to all of these people, all of these beings. It can also be plants, animals, the earth itself. Offer out what's supportive. Maybe it's recognition, it's walking beside them, maybe it's patience, whatever is supportive, a safe home. And do this cycle for a few breaths, breathing in the difficulty, breathing out what's beneficial. And then as you feel ready, letting go of the visualization and just resting for a few moments. Just resting in open awareness or resting with your breath. Just letting the mind settle. And then we'll expand the practice to include all beings who are involved in this situation. So we're including those that are struggling with it, and we're also including those that maybe we see as the cause of the problem, the kind of part of what's creating this situation, this dynamic. And so think of the way that they might be struggling, the fears they might have, the suffering, the difficulty. And we're making the wish that they also have happiness and freedom from suffering, that they know the sense of well-being, of healing, of wholeness. And when we're ready, breathe in again the dark smoke or thick fog, touching, being willing to be with, breathing in that challenge, that difficulty, whatever they're experiencing. It dissolves in our open, vast heart. And then we breathe out our own wisdom, benefit, our positive merit, anything beneficial in our lives, and also whatever helps and supports the situation. Breathing it out and offering it to each and every one of these beings. And doing this for several cycles, breathing in and breathing out. And the last couple of breaths. Breathing in all of that suffering, every last drop. And imagine every single being free of that difficulty, that confusion, that suffering, that struggle. And then breathing out, imagine them all receiving everything beneficial, supportive, and experiencing that sense of ease, happiness, harmony, well-being. One last breath. And then as you're ready, letting go of the visualization and resting again in open awareness. Resting in this sense of being alive, present, aware, awake. And then we finish with a dedication. Often we bring our hands together at our heart We make the wish, as similarly to what we did in the beginning, we make the wish that our practice today, everything beneficial that came from it, we make the wish that it be shared with every single being, that every single being, without exception, receive the benefit of the practice. May it support them in their path. Thank you for your practice. Wishing you a wonderful day.